right, I'm here with our brand new FA series workstations. We've got the FA-06 and FA-08. The FA-06 is a 61-key synth action workstation. The FA-08 is 88-key weighted action. The action is based on our RD300NX or FP50. You can take your choice. They're all the same action. Such a brilliant action as well. It makes the keyboard very, very light to carry around. Just want to talk a little bit about the way people are using workstations today, because it's a lot different than the people using workstations 10 years ago. A lot of people are using sort of making ideas on here and porting their ideas to the computer after. And that's what FA is all about. FA is about the workflow of making your idea here, bringing it to computer, bring it back here, and then performing live. So, given that, I was working on an idea earlier, and I just want to capture it. So what I'm going to do here is I just press record. I can set my tempo, or I can tap tempo it. I'm going to set it to about 100 here. It's already set a 4-bar loop for me, and it's already put quantizing on for me because everybody knows I need it. So if we do this, 1, 2, 3, 4... So we got that. Now, I just hit the record button. And what this has done is put me into seamless record or non-stop record mode, which means I can do that, and it's not going to record because that would be just a horrible song. So what I can do now with this is I can audition other things. So say I wanted to put that piano to electric piano. Yeah, I like that, so we're going to do that. And then I can now move to my next track and audition different sounds. Yeah, I'm going to play a bass now. So I'll hit record, and now I'm recording for... Okay, we got that. Let's do some percussion. So let's go down to track 9 here and bring up a kit. Here, 1, 3, 4. All right, now let's do some drums. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more track. How about some guitar? Now this is supernatural guitar. This is supernatural guitar, so it's gonna have strumming in it. Hear that? Okay, so let's wait for the loop to come around. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we have that. Now what I can do is mix. So say I wanted to bring this guitar down. And let's bring that electric piano down as well. Pan it to the left. And then I can go and mix this the way I like. Now, from here, I can also use the pads. There is a built-in sampler here, but I can use the pads in a different way. The pads I have are using right now in sort of a mute mode. So if I wanted to, I can use, just say that's the percussion and bass. And now I can come up with a little bit of a progression. So 2, 3, 4. There we go. So this is how I can develop my idea. And I've bored you with that 4-bar loop for long enough now. But this is now where we maybe want to bring our idea to our computer, right? And it's very simple to do this, because what we can do on the FA series is we can export each individual MIDI track that we just recorded here as a separate WAV file stem. We'll export it to an SD card. We can bring that SD card into our computer. Most laptops and computers, desktops, they've got SD card slots now, and we can start working on it there. Now, normally we'd stop using the workstation and focus on the computer. But the FA doesn't stop there. What we can do, you'll notice here on the FA-06, we've got USB. Well, for here, we can use the FA-06, FA-08 as an audio interface as well as a MIDI interface for our computer. And on top of that, we have what's called DAW control mode. So if I press DAW control, you'll notice on the screen here that we've got templates for Logic, Sonar, Cubase, as well as a user template. So if you can use something like Ableton Live, you can use the pads, you can use the transport control, you can use the knobs or even the switches to completely control our DAW. So we don't stop using the FA once we move to the computer. Okay, now say on the computer I've completely finished recording my song. I've got my arrangement down, and now I want to bring it live. Well, mix it down as a WAV file. Put that back to the SD card. Put the SD card in. We put it into our sampler. We've got our WAV file on our sampler, and now we can use this to perform live and use all of the fantastic sounds in the Integra. Sorry, we're gonna get to Integra in the FA series to perform live. And now when I was talking about our Integra 7, we have over 2,000 sounds that are derived from Integra 7 in our FA series keyboard. So what we have is supernatural acoustic sounds, supernatural synth sounds, which means virtual analog modeling synthesis in here. We also have V-drum sounds, supernatural drum sounds, and also a whole collection of PCM-based sounds from some of Roland's most prized products and instruments. So let's just give you a glimpse of some of those sounds, of course starting with our supernatural piano sound. Isn't it just amazing? Very, very expressive. Let's go down to a classical guitar. Notice the little fret slides and hammer-ons. Hear that? And the hammer-ons? That's supernatural. Again, I don't even need to think about those. They just happen in the background, those little articulations. Okay, how about some strings? Here, marcato and legato at any velocity. That's supernatural. Those little things just happen. This is not velocity switching. Supernatural just takes what you're playing and instantly applies the proper articulations. Now let's move to some synth goodness. Good JP8 pad. And I want to show you the filters. The filters are absolutely gorgeous. Super sweet, even when you get into sounds like this here. Let's make some thump here now. Get the sustain pedal to hold that for me while I go up to the knobs. Yeah, like killer synth sounds, great. And then we've got, of course, supernatural drums, which you find in V-drums as well. So acoustic kits are all based on V-drums kits. Even sounds like this. And classic drum kits like this. Right, fantastic. Playing drum kits on a weighted action. It's not always the easiest thing, but we definitely manage, right? Now, we can definitely layer and split sounds on this keyboard as well. It's always been tough to create layer and splits or quickly on a workstation, and we've made it very simple. We have what's called dual and split mode here. So if I show you, if I press the dual mode, you'll see on the screen that we can layer sounds, right? And wherever your cursor is the part that you're editing at that time. If you go to split, then you can split between the two sounds as well and change the sounds. If you want, you can go into studio mode, and then here you can layer up to 16 sounds at one time, and you can get amazing sounds like this here. So this is a layered orchestral sound. Check this out. can go on with all the John Williams tunes in there, but as you can see, very, very dynamic. And what that means is we have velocity switching happening there with PCM-based sounds, but then we also have the behavior modeling happening with supernatural sounds in there. Moving on to that, one last thing I want to just mention is that we have 2 expansion slots that are virtual. So you may know that we have a website called Axial, and it's called axial.roland.com. You can go there, and currently you can download new patches for instruments like Integra 7, the Jupiter 50 and 80, as well as Gaia. Well, in the near future, you'll be able to download new patches for the FA series, FA-06 and FA-08, into those two virtual expansion slots. Now, it's a little bit different though with FA. FA can accept new wave data, right? So we can actually go in here and add new waveforms so that our engineers will probably go out there and do sort of maybe a world or ethnic bank and do an orchestral bank, something to do a little bit more with electronics. So what that allows you to do is cater your instrument to yourself and to the style of music that you're recording. So just to recap, over 2,000 sounds from the Integra 7. You have an SP404SX style sampler. You also have a 16-track MIDI sequencer, seamless movement over to a computer, back into your computer, and then also going live with just a whole slew of sounds. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is the FA-06, FA-08 workstations from Roland. Go get your hands and ears around them. They're such an amazing instrument to play. Thanks a lot.